So can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen, people of God?
Yes,
Yes, sir, we can see it, sir.
Sir.
I have a feeling all of you are already tired. So let's start with, tell me what you know about digital marketing. Let's start with that first of all. I'm asking the question. Tell me what you all know about digital marketing. Let's start with that.
I started learning it, but I dropped it at some point.
What were you learning? Who's talking? Sorry, what's the name?
Oh, apologies, Mr. Dozie. My name is Gabriel.
Okay, hi Gabriel. So you started learning and dropped at some point. So what did you learn before you dropped it off?
Okay. I think I was looking at conversion rate optimization. So later, I think I realized I started off with the wrongest part of the process. So I think that was what actually discouraged me. And later on, I realized, okay, actually, I've actually started from somewhere else, not conversion rate optimization. But anyways, that's in the past now.
Yes, CRO can be very complex, especially if you don't.
Oh yes, I agree.
Fundamentals. Yeah, and then also there's also the fact that in Nigeria, CRO is not. We don't use CRO that much. I mean, we could use it more, but it's not respected. So it's a skill that if you learn, it's a skill that if you learn, you could probably use it to get jobs, remote jobs. But in Nigeria here, you might not do much with it.
Just save my country.
So we'll all be fine. So I see some people are typing in the chat. Digital marketing is the process of sales of products and services via digital platforms. Use of internet to reach consumers or the target market. Okay, that's interesting. So I will just dive in straight. So yeah, he has really introduced me, so we can jump through this basically. The only thing I'll just say here is that I believe African brands have a lot of untold stories, and I think we all need to plan to spend the rest of our life telling them. The world knows so little about us, and one thing digital marketing allows you to do is to tell the world what really happens in our country with our brands, with the brands we work on, or the brands we are building. Yeah, that's why I really love digital marketing. So yeah. So what is digital marketing? So literally, like I just put here, you could say it's online marketing, internet advertising, or any way that is used to connect with and influence customers, you know? So you want to influence your potential customers, you want to influence your friends, you want to influence people who you want to communicate with. Digital marketing is a great way to do that, basically. You know, and the only difference between digital marketing and every other type of marketing is that everything is done online, you know. So newsletters, content marketing, blogs, search engine marketing, display ads, social media, mobile, big data, SEO. I mean, Gabriel, you can see I didn't put CRO here because I just feel like it's a
yeah.
It can be very arcane if you're not if you don't use it. And just one thing to add is that I see a lot of people nowadays. So I try to make this slide very, very simple, and just introduce you to the aspects that are the key concepts I believe you need to understand. However, the choice is very possible for you to Sorry, call came into my, I'm using my phone. So as I was saying earlier on, one thing that everything at the same time. So you want to learn SEO, you want to learn how to do email newsletters, you want to learn how to do display ads, you want to learn how to do content marketing. The problem with that is you become more of a consumer than a creator. So you're literally learning and learning, you're not practicing. And the thing about digital marketing is that if you don't practice what you learn, you literally lose it. So you can have theoretical arguments about it, but what you must understand is that every single day that passes, a new concept, a new theory, something new comes up, a new tool comes out, a new platform comes out, a better way of doing the thing comes out. So I'll go through about 5 key concepts here. It'll be good for you to pick one or two, and exploit further yourself, dive more deeper into it. When you think you have a firm grasp of that, you can now start saying to yourself, you know what, I want to learn one more skill. But trying to say to yourself, you want to, so people tend to say, oh, you know what, I'm doing digital marketing. And we like to say that I'm a digital marketer. I agree. But in reality, what you should be saying is that, you know what, I'm a paid ads specialist, I'm a social media specialist, I'm a content marketer. Because you're all digital marketers. All this is a digital marketing, but you have to pick what you're good at or what you enjoy doing most. That is one reason why in Nigeria, especially, because that's where I have I've seen this happen a lot. Why a lot of people claim they're digital marketers, but you can't really expect them to deliver because they spend so much time learning about digital marketing and they don't do it. I don't know if that makes sense. I really would like for you guys to respond when I ask questions. It kind of helps the class a bit more, make it a bit more interesting. I don't like one-way classes.
Yeah, it does.
Like
it does make sense.
I don't like doing all the talking, so apologies. So yeah, why is it important? One, it's cheap, extremely cheap. All you need is the skill. It's fun to do. It's creative, interactive, it's new, it's cutting edge. If you're someone that loves to live on the cutting edge of things, then it's a great way to go about things. With digital marketing, the world is your limit. Like literally the world, you can get anywhere. Yes, Gabriel?
No, that was a mistake. Apologies, please.
Okay. It's easy to analyze. Now, this doesn't mean that you spend this thing. It doesn't mean that you won't spend time trying to understand how to analyze it. But the good thing about digital marketing, especially for small businesses, that you can instantly see the work. Can someone mute someone's walking on the road. Thank you. It's easy to analyze. So you don't need to, for a small business who has a limited budget, you can instantly take your money, put it in digital marketing, analyze and see what's happening, optimize for better results. That's one good thing about digital marketing. Unlike saying, oh, you know what, you want to try and run a billboard ad. When you run a billboard ad, that first of all is a lot of money. When you run that money, when you run those ads, second, you now have to spend a lot of money even getting the results because you probably need to hire a big research firm to track top of mind awareness, to track recall and all that. Most businesses can afford that. But you can literally, as an individual, say to yourself, you know what? My name is Brand Gabriel, and I want to run a digital marketing campaign, maybe a paid ads campaign on Brand Gabriel. And then what I have is $200. And when I run those ads, I can go on Facebook Business Manager and take every single result and tells me, you know what, who interacted with the ad, their age, the time they did, what they liked about the ad, and that level of data, that level of analysis is not possible with almost every other type of marketing. this for me, this is my best part. I tell every young person that your market is not Nigeria. And I say that without any compulsion. I love Nigeria a lot, but I think it's time we need to start learning to think globally or, across the region. And the good thing about learning digital marketing is that you can actually work almost anywhere in the world. You don't have to work in Nigeria. I have worked outside the country for the past 3-4 years. Most of those jobs, I've done them from Nigeria. I've not worked for a Nigerian company for like, give or take, 3 months now, but I'm still working. And that's because if you understand digital marketing, you pick a field in digital marketing and hone your skill in that, you can start to attract global attention and get global jobs. So there's no physical limits. All you need is good internet, a laptop, and the knowledge of whatever you're trying to do. So let's get into it. Any questions before we start? No questions? Or
in the chat session?
Yes, please let me look at that. What's this guy's name? Sorry, the guy from KEC.
Do you want me to read it for you?
Yeah, please help me. So when there are questions, just help me call that out for me. I read it. That is okay. That way I don't have to be switching between chat and my.
Okay. From Gabriel, I think I'm interested in big data aspect of the digital marketing. What does that entail? Then from Abib Isa, okay, you want to take that first?
Yeah, let me take that first. So, big data in itself, I mean, we tend to make, if you love numbers, we tend to say it's part of digital marketing, but I think it's way more than digital marketing because big data itself is more of a part of data science and data analytics and data visualization and all that. So yeah, if you're saying you're interested in big data, what I would say to you is that you're better off learning data science as a skill than applying data science as a skill to digital marketing. If that is clear. Do I need to repeat myself, Gabriel?
Not at all. Very clear. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, cool. So learn data science, then you can apply the skill of data science to digital, because literally what big data does is that the amount of platforms we use these days accumulate a lot of data. We need people who can take that data, analyze it, break it down, and use it to tell stories about what is happening on those platforms. That is how big data can be used in Instagram. So don't say to yourself, you know what, I want to learn big data as digital marketing. Rather, I learn data science as a skill and I learn to apply to digital marketing. What's the next question, please?
I was wondering. Yeah. I just need to clear that. Thank you very much, sir.
The next question. What are the available platforms to learn digital marketing? That's the first platform is Abib Isa.
Okay, hi Abib. The first thing I'll say to you is that the most available platform is Google, google.com. Google.com is the first and most available platform for you to learn anything. All you need to do is to go in there and type what you want to find, and you can find it. There are free courses on there. There are paid courses on there. There are videos on YouTube where you can learn from. It's all at your fingertips. Like I said earlier on, all you need is the internet and a computer. Another question? Or is that all?
That's all the questions for now.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Ladies and guys, apologies. So let's get into it basically. So like I said earlier on, digital marketing has a lot of areas, I mean, you can even the interesting thing about digital marketing is that you can actually even niche down on the big subtopic. So for example, if you're in content marketing, you can say, you know what, I'm going to niche down into content optimization. I'm going to niche down into keyword research. That's what you're pro at. So literally there are various things, but for me, these 5 areas are like the most prominent, the most profitable. This is my perspective, not anybody's perspective. the most profitable areas on digital marketing that I believe a young Nigerian can learn how to utilize. So there's search engine marketing, there are paid ads, there's email, there's content marketing, there's social media marketing. How many of you are familiar with all of these or some of these?
Yeah,
it seems Gabriel is the only one talking in this class.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them, sir. Very familiar.
I'm quite familiar with most of them.
Okay, cool. Let's go on. So I'll start off with search engine marketing, basically. I'm sure we all somehow have used this in one way or the other. I mean, you can see my screen where, you know, the first page is literally where most of the legitimate search is. Most of us don't go beyond page 3. Has anybody here got to page 7 before while using Google search?
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah, most people don't.
No.
Oh, what are you looking for?
I've even gone beyond 10.
You've gone beyond 10?
Yes, I was doing a very thorough search.
What were you looking for that you didn't find in page 1 to 3? I mean, like, you know, it's 4, 5, 7. You're already desperate. Like, you're at that point in time, you're very desperate. I'd like to know what you're looking for, actually, Nafisa. What are you looking for?
I was actually looking for, like, I was trying to write a research review article. So I was looking for papers. So I had to keep searching and searching.
But you know that how were you searching? Were you using advanced search, or you were just searching for papers?
I was searching directly on Google Scholar. So I don't know if there's anything like advanced search. So I kept on. And then sometimes when I'm searching for maybe scholarship opportunities or graduate school that have free waivers and likes.
I get what you mean. Although sometimes what I like to do is when you're looking for things like that, what I like to do is, because you know the thing about the Google bot is that it literally just throws everything at you, both the crap and what you don't need. So what I usually like to do is I go on advanced search, I put in the topic of what I'm looking for, and then I put in a suffix. Like I say, maybe I want it in PDFs, because maybe let's say you're a Google Scholar, you're looking for research. So I'm looking for publications on that topic. So when you do advanced search, put in the topic or put in a exact or modified phrase of the topic, and you put PDF. What Google does is that it brings up top publications that talk about what you're looking for. That way, it reduces the amount of crap you have to get to before you find what you're looking for. So depending on most times, what that does is that you don't have to go that far to get something relevant for your research or for your paper.
Okay, if I get what you mean by advanced search, are you like saying what I'm going to type in the search box would like is very specific?
There's a would I say a button or a section at the bottom of the page that says advanced search. Yeah. If you go to google.com, something called the advanced search. If you click on it, it gives you a different page from the normal Google search page. On that advanced search, you can literally start playing around with the various ways of searching, basically. That way, because they know that the algorithm will throw everything on that topic at you. Even if you just type for yes. Sorry, someone said something. I'm echoing to myself. Okay, so let me just continue. So as I was saying earlier on, search engine marketing is literally the art of ranking high on the search page. That's what it is, really. It's how high do you rank? You know, some people, we call it SERP. We call it your SERP, or search engine page results. So you can either rank organically by using organic SEO, SEO is search engine optimization. So the search engine optimization is the process where you deliberately optimize either your blog article or your video for the algorithm to find it. To do this, you edit the headings, change the meta tag, put an alt text in your pictures. You can find what are the related questions and answer them in your video or in your article. Basically, so that's how you optimize for organic SEO. Paid advertising is literally just Google AdWords. So if you search sometimes, you'll see that at the top 4 or 5, you'll see that those things are ads. I mean, they are search ads. So people are promoting a certain topic or a certain page, basically. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Hamid. So literally, that's what paid ads is basically. And I'll kind of focus on organic ads because at some point I will explore, or I will speak about, what's it called? I'll speak about paid ads on its own. So for organic SEO, you have 2 types. You have the on-page and you have the off-page. Off-page SEO literally is all the things Google takes a look at, but these things are not, you really can't do much about them. So for example, when you write a piece and if it gets shared on Facebook a lot, or someone who has influence in your industry, so there's something called domain authority. There's a reason why I said with off-page instead of on-page first. So there's something called domain authority. Domain authority is the fact that if a page over time is known, a website is known to share credible information, Google associates that page as an authority page, which means that its domain authority might be in the region of 80 to 100. It's rare to see one with 100 though, but 80 to 100. When that happens, if that kind of page shares or republishes your article, Google instantly starts to see your website or that page as an authority page. So literally, it's like how when someone credible says to other people, trust this guy. When someone validates your work or someone compliments your work, other people like your work because the person complimented your work. That's the same way the off-page SEO works with Google and its authority algorithm. Or sometimes basically, if the personal history, so who's searching for it, if Google discovers that the people that are searching for your page are people who are known to share credible work, then your page starts to say, the algorithm actually, let me not use Google because literally that's is a bot doing all that. The bot instantly associates that page with some authority or what we call link juice. We call it link juice. That link juice is literally just passing on authority juice over to your page. Then on page is the easiest one to do. This is the one that is in your hands, like it's the one that you have to do yourself. So it's literally what keywords are you using. So are you before you write a piece or before you shoot a video on Google or before you shoot an ad, the keywords you use to describe or while you're creating the ad, are those keywords, are people looking for them? If they are high volume keywords, a high volume keyword is a keyword that a lot of people are searching for. For example, a keyword like shoes, you probably can't compete with a keyword like shoes. But a keyword like shoes is a high volume keyword because a lot of people search for shoes. There are also keywords that maybe like how to make amala, for lack of a better example. How to make amala. That's a keyword basically. That's usually called a long tail keyword because it describes an action. So how to make something, how to tie my laces, how to reduce weight. Those are keywords. So when you're creating content online, you're thinking about these keywords that I want to use. Are people looking at those keywords? You're not probably not many people are looking for how to make nuclear bombs. I'm sure there are people looking out for that, but that kind of keyword won't have a lot of traffic. They're your headlines. Your headlines, there are H1s, H2s, H3, H4. There are different types of headlines. Your main headline is usually called the H1. So you want to be able to, when you're writing your headline take advantage of the keywords. Now, if you go on Google search, you'll see something they say people also ask. Like, so, and you see like 5 or 6 questions. Like, I think you see that after the first or 2 search results. There's also related questions at the bottom of the page. Related questions are questions that people who are searching for this thing also ask this kind of questions, basically. Those 2 sections on Google are some of the richest and most valuable parts of your Google search. Because what that tells you is what are people looking for within that topic you're trying to write about. So your headlines, your content, your page structure must answer those questions. If it doesn't answer those questions properly, then your blog or your content won't rank. When people search, Google won't find them because Google won't. Gabriel, you raised your hand again. Gabriel, did you raise up your hand?
I would like to ask those.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Does this search engine optimization does it apply only to Google? Because I think I've seen the trend amongst most digital marketers, like in quote, I think they have more inclination towards Google. Is it just about Google, please?
So Google is actually the largest database. So Google is majority of what SEO will apply to. But you can have YouTube SEO, you can have Facebook SEO. Now, YouTube, because it's owned by Google, its SEO is actually almost as fine-tuned as Google's own. However, the other platforms, their SEO is not that great. Now, but the good thing, the interesting thing about Google and why Google is that powerful is that Google's algorithm also crawls other sites, including social networks. So that's the reason why Google is usually, you hear Google, people talk about Google a lot, because Google algorithm can literally pull out data from a LinkedIn site, from Twitter, from Facebook, from Snapchat. I don't know about TikTok, it just came out. And I'm not sure about Snapchat. You can pull out stuff from Instagram. So if your SEO is on point on these other platforms, it can come up on the Google search. So that is why Google is like Google defines most of the rules on SEO. Does that help?
Yeah, I get it. Thank you very much, Mr. Dustin.
Yeah, sure. But one rule I always say is understand the algorithm, but focus on your users. Don't stuff your content with keywords because you want to rank in Google. The interesting thing is that Google will penalize you if you stuff your content with keywords or try to over-optimize for Google. Because Google also understands that people want to read normal things. They don't want to read things that look like it was written by some algorithm. So you need to focus on your users, but understand how the algorithm works. Any questions on search SEO or search engine marketing? No questions? Okay, I can shoot on. So paid ads. So like I said earlier on, paid ads literally is where you have it's ads that you have to pay for. I mean, that's just as simple, it's obvious actually. So versus owned or earned advertising, just to kind of call out what earned ads are. So when you get earned ads is when you probably put out content, and because the content is so good, people start to share it by themselves. When people do that, you're actually earning ads. So you're not paying for it, but because of the quality or its reach or the engagement it's getting, you're getting advertising awareness just because of that, And there are several categories that you have to learn. You have to try and understand. There's pay per click. This is when you only pay when people click on it. There's pay per install. This is when you're trying to sell an app or when you're trying to sell a download or something. There's pay-per-view. This is when people just literally just view. Once people view the ads or they'll view the content, you pay for that. There's pay-per-download, same thing with installing away. There's pay-per-acquisition. This is when you're trying to get new customers. You know, sometimes some of these platforms use these names interchangeably. There are display ads. Display ads are, we all know display ads. That's what Facebook uses a lot. That is what you see when you're go on websites like goal.com or BBC or Linda Ikeji. Those ads that when you just see a banner, those are display ads. There are video ads. These are when you see videos online. You go to some sites, like you go to Forbes or CNN, and then an ad just pops up and the video plays for like 30 seconds or 1 second. Or the YouTube ad. YouTube ads are video ads too. Search ads are Google AdWords, the ones you see when you go on Google. Two important terms that you need to understand is what I call cost per mil. Cost per mil is when you're paying per 1,000 for 1,000 impressions. So it's usually for the number of impressions. So, and that's usually for pay-per-view. So literally, because you really can't charge someone for when one person views the ad. So the way the algorithm works is like this, and says to yourself, like once 1,000 people view your ad, you get charged for that. So that's cost per mil. Second one is pay per click or cost per click. Usually, I'm sure most of you have heard, if you're interested in digital marketing, you could have heard what is called CPC. So CPC is cost per click. So once people click, you know, and most of the ads run that way. Video ads are usually cost per mil. Display ads are usually cost per mil unless you want them to take an action, like click on the ad to do something. You know, maybe click on the ad to download or to visit the site or something. So you start paying per click. Any questions on paid ads? So yeah, we're now email marketing. I know I shouldn't have shown this slide, but why I put this slide here is because it's very easy for people to say that email doesn't work anymore. You know, we always think email is dead. I really wish there was data on Nigeria, but literally, currently we have 3.7 billion email users worldwide. And by next year, it's expected that it will grow by an additional to 4.1 billion. So, and why I love email is that it's one of the few marketing channels that you can build an authentic connection with your customers. Because email is first of all, it's personal. So it's personal, it's one-on-one, and people can also, is one channel where you can easily get a two-way communication, because you can send an email to a customer and the customer can reply you. And when people reply you on email, they mostly reply you with how they really feel. On social media, of course, they can reply you, but I mean, they can send you DMs. But most of the time, if they type something on your content that you put out there, they type those things based on what's happening, the context of what of the platform or what that post is about. But with email, there are no filters because they don't need to pretend for anybody. So they try to just reply you like that, basically. And that's why email is pretty interesting. And what can you use email to do? You can use to build relationships. You can use to boost brand awareness. I'll share the slides with you guys after this. You can use to promote your content, you know, or assets that you have. It can be used to generate leads or new customers. You can market your products. You can even nurture leads. So when you're nurturing leads is when this usually happens. It happens in B2C, which is business to consumer, but it's more popular with business to business products. So let's say you're selling, let's say you're selling jet engines. I mean, jet engine is very big. Or let's say you're selling, let's say what's the B2B product in Nigeria that's very popular? Internet for small businesses. People usually don't make that purchase. It's not like buying chewing gum. People before they make that purchase, they have to plan, budget, get approvals, you know, and there's a whole life cycle before they finally commit. Email is a great way for you to nurture those customers through that process. So the email can help them. I don't know if anybody here knows what's called the buyer journey: awareness, consideration, conversion. People are first aware of your product, then they consider it, then they convert. Email is one of the best tools for taking people from awareness. So people either, let's say, and this is where I talked about initially about learning two skills. So let's say you're running paid ads about your product. Paid ads can help you drive awareness. Now, when it drives awareness, you can get them to click on display ad and sign up for an email newsletter or something. Once they sign up, you can use your email, since now they are now aware of your product. You can use email to continue the awareness journey, move them from awareness, and then move them from awareness to start considering your product. So you're showing them, and from consideration, you can still use email to now move them to when they're not ready to purchase. They'll now think about you and buy from you. Questions? Well done, sir. It's not a question, actually, Sha. Just saying. So content marketing, content marketing is my favorite part of digital marketing because that's what I do a lot. So it's also a great way for building relationships. I mean, content marketing is both text and video. You know, it helps you build a stronger relationship. And to do that, you need to just create high quality content and share that with your audience regularly, basically. In contrast, and the good thing about content marketing is that most of the other types of marketing are usually one-off. So you run an ad, you run paid ads. For most people don't send emails regularly. Search engine marketing is only when people are searching for you that they come across you. With content marketing, you can do that consistent. You can create content consistently and share that with your audience every now and then. And that way your audience knows that 1, you're thinking about them, 2, you're solving their problems, and 3, you're their friend or you're their partner in their journey, whatever journey they are going on. So that any single time they start thinking of a product to solve their problems, because you've been producing regular high quality content, you're top of mind for making that choice. How is it used? This is how I use it, and I think that's how most people use it actually, is to educate, to boost conversions, to build relationships, connect with your audience, and create a sense of community around your brand. I'm sorry, I'm running fast. I'm trying to ensure that we have enough time to have a conversation, even though I think I'm actually very fast. And then finally, the last one, social media marketing. This one is the most popular one in Nigeria. Almost everybody knows about this. Or almost everybody has at some point in time tried social media marketing. So here, it's basically the use of platforms to connect with your audience, build your brand, drive traffic to your website. To do that, you need to basically create great content and put that on your platforms. So here, how brands have Instagram pages, a Twitter account, a Facebook page. Some people have LinkedIn pages. So there you publish content on that. And to do that, you need to listen to what people are saying. What are people talking about? So you need a bit of keyword understanding, but not exactly the way you behave on Google. So Google, you're looking for the exact words. Here, you're looking for how are people behaving, what do people like. So you need to listen and engage with them. Then you optimize your content to fit what people are looking for. So e.g., people like to see pictures of cute cats and dogs. So maybe you want to put a lot of that in your content. That's how humans behave on social. Then the good thing about social media is that it allows you to both run organic and inorganic. So literally you can run organic where you're just posting content on it without promoting it, and then you're hoping that your content is engaging enough for you to get, or for you to earn advertising by people sharing your post to their communities. However, you can also run ads on it. So that's where paid comes to play. So when you run paid ads, you literally, any content you post, you promote that content so that everybody or anybody within your target audience can see it. Another great thing about social is that I think it's one of the most or one of the easiest ways to target or to create specific ads. So for example, on Facebook, you can segment your audience to people that are interested in Akamu, or people that are interested in swimming, or people that are interested in Black Panther, people that are interested in MacBooks, people that are interested in digital marketing. You can try segment your ads into all those segments and then promote your content to those particular people. At the moment, I don't need to repeat this, but these are the popular platforms we all use right now. Pinterest is not very popular here, I believe. I don't know if anybody here uses Pinterest. TikTok has really grown. I'm sure a lot of us here, some of us here have TikTok. LinkedIn you should all be on LinkedIn. Snapchat is so. I think at some point it was very popular in Nigeria, but it seems like it has died down a bit. Facebook is seen as the people for places for old people like me. I don't know about how many of you here use Facebook. Instagram I'm sure everybody here is on Instagram. But it'd be good to know, what are your favorite platforms and why? And this is for everybody. Everybody can answer this now. Interesting, Ezekiel.
LinkedIn.
I think you can unmute and speak. Raise up your hand and unmute and speak if you are called upon.
Everybody must answer. If it dial.
Okay, my favorite platform is Facebook. Yes, for old people, fine. But yeah, but I think it's simply because I have more of my peeps there, so I think I'm more comfortable with it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Who else? Watson says Twitter, because feedback are genuine and raw. Yeah, Chidera Gertrude. Yeah, you should like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great space for women professionals. Anybody else? Since everyone wants to type, Twitter not for kids. Ezekiel, I agree with you that Pinterest is great for a graphic designer. You can literally get a lot of inspiration on there for almost anything. But yeah, you all should actually start using LinkedIn. Especially as you're growing your career, it's a great platform if you use it properly. No more voices or just text? While I'm waiting for other people, so if you're working in social, and I put this here because I really would love to ask you guys a question, but how many of you here have done some social media work before? And I don't want text, I want voices this time around. Oluwatosinaya. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name properly.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Good morning,
yes.
Sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I've done some social media work before. I was once a blogger. I opened a blogspot.com, and I really got pretty tired because of how heavily saturated the blog society is right now. Most of the things going on is just copy and paste. People copy from LinkedIn, from Linda AKG, and they post, and the cycle just gets really boring at times. So that's why I quitted at some point.
Okay, so first of all, blogging is content marketing, not social media marketing, actually. That's the first thing I would say, Tosin. The second thing is that, I agree with you that a lot of people, especially with the rise of microblogging, which is literally people blogging on Instagram. I agree with you that blogging, Tosin, I'll come back. Let me just finish saying what I'm saying. I agree with you that blogging kind of got saturated, but I also believe that blogging is still very much available if you pick a niche and write on it. So we shouldn't assume that blogging is only you sharing news of what's happening. Let's imagine that you're a medical student who's interested in the intersection of headaches and how it affects our everyday life, in various ways. you could create a blog about those kind of issues and write about it. That's still a blog. You just need to find the right audience, basically. Yeah, you're trying to access something, Lotusin.
Yes, I've said what I want.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, basically. So, but that's what I was trying to ask is that, and I want a lady to answer me now. I think there are a couple of ladies on this call, and I would prefer if a lady answered. The only guys have been talking, but some ladies. Grace has been typing. Gertrude said something, but I really want to hear your voices this time around. Like, how many, if you've ever run social, how many of you have ever tried to, while building your social media strategy, gone through these 5 pillars I listed out here? Hello, ladies, waiting for you.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. Sorry, what's the name?
Grace James is the name, sir.
Oh, hi, Grace. Yes, shoot.
Okay, I've not actually gone through these 5 pillars. I've never really known anything about them. I've just stumbled on social media marketing and I was just playing around. So
that's okay.
I've never really taken time to learn the pillars.
So what's your process for sharing content on social media?
Okay, let's say I think about what I want to post. Then I take my time to post it, to write it down and arrange the words before posting. So basically it's just thinking about it, putting it down in probably my diary or jotter and typing it on the platform.
Cool. That's cool. That's a step. Fahidat, you raised your hand.
Yeah, so this strategy, well, I've not really used the 5 pillars. When I used to run a cake business and I used Instagram a lot. Then if I wanted to post, I usually post at a time that I know people are online, they will see my post. Because I use the analytics sometimes to check when people engage with my post.
Your post.
More, sort of.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I basically had some little strategy like checking, making sure I post at this time, and then having to use emojis in my captions, saying stuff people like.
Yeah, so you're using part of it. You're just maybe not as detailed as this, but you're still playing. Yeah, but you're still using some framework to decide how you post on social. And for me, that's thank you very much, ladies. It's actually important that I loved what I heard actually, because the thing about social media is so powerful, but at the same time we misuse it a lot. Someone raised their hand. Someone just raised their hand up.
Sorry, okay. I'm putting my hand down. That's a mistake.
I'm the one putting my hand up. Monitor.
Yeah, good morning. Is it still Fahida or someone else?
Someone else.
Okay, so yeah, shoot, talk. Yeah, shoot.
So I think for me, the one I explored recently was the use of content bucket and content calendar. So and so afterwards, so when I decided on the content I want to churn out for that particular month and then start the graphic design and start churning out the post. So that was the most recent strategy I deployed. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So that's actually really interesting. So the framework, when you approach social media with a framework state of mind, you actually you discover you can do much better than you used to do before. And I'm spending so much time here because I know that this is what a lot of us have come across in one way or the other. And I also feel what most of us will gravitate to almost at the first instance we think about social media, about digital marketing, and that's allowed. That's okay. So first of all, your strategy. So like, what are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? What are your goals? What's the goal of the content? What's the goal of the campaign? How do you tend to approach this? That's what your strategy is all about. Without a goal, you really are just putting out content. So are you planning to drive awareness, or do you want to sell? If you want to drive awareness and sell, how do you know? That's what defines your strategy. And then once your strategy is clear, the next step is literally like, we go to what Rotimi talked about, planning. So you need to, what are your content buckets? That's part of that is part of strategy, but that also flows into your planning. Like, what are your content buckets and what are you going to be posting at each particular time? Once you plan, you now schedule when you publish. There are a lot of tools that you can use for planning and publishing. Buffer is one tool, Hootsuite is another. There are dozens of tools out there, basically. Now, when you plan and publish, you need to also spend some time listening. So after you publish, when you put stuff out, let's say you're a new brand, so you've not built up any listening data. You can actually, these things are not set in stone. So you can listen first, then plan. So listening will allow you to know, you can go, what are your competitors publishing? What are people saying about it? How are people reacting to it? What kind of engagement are they getting? You can take that data and use it to plan your own calendar or your own approach. Basically, that data can affect your strategy. But also at the same time, after you publish something, you also need to listen to it and see, so how is it reacting on social? You see, social is a very interesting animal because it gives back what it gets. So as you publish, you need to gradually start noticing, what are people doing. So I like what Fahidat said about at what time are people going on my post. And once you do that, you now go back and adjust your calendar to fit to take that into your frame of reference. Basically, how people are engaging. Okay, emojis are bringing a lot of traffic to me, so that goes into my planning. Oh, I see that when I use this kind of hashtags, I get a lot of engagement. That goes into my planning. So it's a back and forth circle till you get it right. And the truth is that you never really get it right, because every single day things are changing, basically. And then the next thing is that you need to do analytics and you need to report. So you need to say to yourself, you need to track. So what's happening? How are people? And that's part of what you literally tracking your engagement, or how people are reacting with your social media post. So you need to track that and then create a simple reporting template for yourself or for your boss that literally shows the value of what you're doing. One problem social media has in Nigeria is that because a lot of people don't know how to report it, or people don't know what to report on, or because we don't set a clear strategy, in the end, our reporting is usually very, very fluffy. And then people are asking, what does social media do for the business? You can't say to your boss that we got 100 likes. If you work for me and tell me you got 100 likes, I'll literally ask you whether you understand what social media is meant to do. Because likes is really nothing. That you got likes, so yeah, it shows that people like your post, but like, how many people have seen it? That means, so you need to. So your strategy defines what you're reporting on, basically. And then lastly, what I call advertising. Advertising is also distribution. Now, if you've been following Facebook of recent, because Facebook is the biggest platform that exists, and most platforms are beginning to copy them, except LinkedIn in a way. Facebook will not show your content to a lot of people if you don't advertise it. They will literally restrict the content unless a lot of people show interest in them. They'll show it to some more people than normal, but they will always favor the content that is promoted or advertised over the content that is not promoted. So what does that mean? That means you need to always have a budget to promote your content, or else you're just talking to the same people every single time. Especially if you're a brand. For a personal account, you can do without it. And over time, you can probably build influence, and a lot of people will start seeing your post. But as a brand, especially as a brand, like if you literally, in fact, I suspect, I don't have any data to back that up, but I suspect strongly that if you register as a brand on Facebook or Instagram or some of these platforms, instantly the algorithm treats your post very differently from the individual's posts. Any questions on this? So the same way, knowing that at every point in time, it's always changing. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's get into the questions, if you have any. Questions, everyone? Fela, shoot.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the session, sir. It was really enlightening. I have a question. It may sound raw or funny or whatsoever, but this is the question. Sir, how much can one make per month? An average content marketer. How much can you make per month? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very important, sir. How much?
Okay, let me ask you a question. So I don't know. I'm not very conversant with Nigerian rates, honestly. But let's say, you work remotely. You could literally get paid between $10 per article to $500 per article. It just depends on the quality of your work and your experience. And it also depends on what you're doing. If you're doing keyword research, if you're helping them do website copywriting, it just depends on what you're doing. But the point it's not that, and that's why I say your market is not Nigeria, especially if you're a digital marketer who wants to really get it. I always say to people, like, I don't think that, like, there are people who want you to, there's some good writers in Nigeria, no doubt. But still, the Nigerian market doesn't yet really fully pay for content work. Like for example, at the level I am right now, I probably earn between $300 to $400 to do any content piece for you. And so I know sometime 2 months ago, someone tried to hire me to do some work in Nigeria. And I said to him that my problem is not that I don't want to do this. I can do this stuff for you, but if I tell you my rates, you think that I'm being ridiculous. And that's what happened. When I said, look, you know what, I'm paid in dollars currently, and this is how much I get paid. If I'm going to do this for you, it's going to cost you $300 for one piece. And the guy was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I apologize my French, and so that's the thing. So that your question, that's why I laughed at the question, because if you do that, if you're building if you're trying to be a content marketer to attract the foreign market, then I think it's very profitable. But for the Nigerian market here, it's very, very dicey. I don't know if that helps you, but I'm just talking from experience.
Oh, that's so helpful, sir. Sir, I know your name is Sir Dozie, right? And very beautiful. Please, how do you mentor people into these things, sir? Very important.
Let's take that offline, can we? So you can get my email from the KC.
Okay, to be sent. Okay.
All right, so we can talk to that. So Tosin was asking, what would you suggest as the best way to measure in as a budding digital marketer? Social media marketing is very easy to get into. Content marketing, if you're good at writing and editing and keyword research and all the things that come with it. Another thing that you can easily learn is paid ads. So paid ads are also another section I think you can easily, or another field you can quickly learn in digital marketing. Questions? No more questions? Oh, we're done. We're tired. When there are no more questions, it means that nobody understands. That means people don't understand what you're saying. That means I failed.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Habib.
Yes, sir. So my question goes that I already began my journey in digital marketing. I took the Google Digital Marketing for Beginners course. I'm looking at how can I go further in the digital marketing journey. I've heard of HubSpot and I've heard of HubSpot. I don't know if there's any other one that would give me a niche on social media marketing. I'm really interested in social media marketing and content marketing. So I want your advice and tips on it.
You know, the honest truth I would say is just find jobs, intern, just do more. I mean, there are tons of courses out there for you to do, no doubt, and these courses will bring you value. But the truth about digital marketing is that you learn more when you do. And then when you do, you can now start to say, what are the skills I want to get better at, and find courses for that. Yeah, I mean, I used to be like you, and I probably did some courses before I found this thing, but I've learned over time that the fastest way to learn is actually as you do them, you start to see the flaws you have, and you find a course to solve that flaw. So if you're just social media marketing, can you find a company you want to do social media marketing for? Can you go on and see at their sites where you can find social media marketing jobs in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, anywhere? But just do the work first. Like, do the work, like do it. That the doing itself is the learning. And then you can now buffer up the gaps you find in your knowledge with courses or books or YouTube videos.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. Just hold on. Let me, just hold on. I will share my LinkedIn and my newsletter. So where's that? So, sorry, just typing stuff. So yeah, that's me. You can call me on LinkedIn, sign up my newsletter. That's my blog. Tosin, I don't write on Upwork. I hate Upwork. I think it's a disgusting platform. That's my thought. I don't do Upwork. So I don't know. I don't have any hacks. I think it's just and then like it feels like as if the algorithm has a bias towards a lot of African writers. So I just don't go on Upwork. But that's my perspective. Which one do I use? I can share. There's a Facebook group called Cult of Copy. They post a lot of jobs there, but it's almost like a content mill. So it's almost like a content mill. So most of the jobs there are just not great. So I'm actually building a community for African writers. It's going to be called Not Enough Writers. I'm working on it. So if you follow me on my newsletter, on my blog, or on my LinkedIn, you'll probably find out when it goes. My hope is that when I set it up, I can start following some of the jobs I have, like posting the links to those jobs on that community. So I'm still working. I'm working on it with a couple of friends. I'm hoping to launch it by the end of October. Ezekiel, what do you know about email marketing? Hi, Ezekiel. Could you just explain what you want to know? Because email marketing is extremely broad. So just let me know what part of it you want to learn about. How it works. When you say how it works, what exactly do you mean? That's a vague question. how to sign people up, how to set up an email newsletter, how to use it, what to use it for. When you say how it works, that's extremely broad. Hi, Ezekiel. How to sign up for it? You mean sign up for someone's email newsletter, or how to create your own email newsletter, or how to use email as a brand or as an individual? As a brand. So basically, the first thing is for you to decide what you want to use email for. You want to use it to inform your audience, or is it going to be a channel for communicating with people, or is your email strictly a marketing channel where you're using it while you're what's it called? Let's say while you're nurturing people through your buying process. So you need to decide what the goal is. So once you decide what the goal is, you pick a platform. You could use MailChimp, Substack, ConvertKit. There are a lot of platforms for that. You pick a platform, and then you just start to send out emails. But you need to also, while you're doing that, you need to build an audience. So you can either use the existing customer base, but you must always ask them for permission to add them to your email list, so that when you send them emails, they'll delete themselves from your list because they are frustrated or irritated that you actually send out an email without their permission. I know that brands do that a lot in Nigeria, but we need to change that habit of just sending people emails without asking them for permission. The fact that you have my email doesn't mean you can send me an email, if that makes sense. Another thing to also help yourself out is this. There are a lot of ultimate guides on email marketing on Google, actually, that can literally guide you on to a more detailed step-to-step approach than what the time we have would allow me to. Ezekiel, I wish Google AdSense is not my specialty, so I really can't say so much about it. And I don't like talking about things that I'm not 100% sure about, so I don't mislead you. But like I always say to everybody, Google itself has some very interesting, detailed tutorials on how to use its AdSense platform. Gabriel, usually now there's an unsubscribe button at the bottom of every email newsletter if the people that are sending it have sense. You click on it and it unsubscribe you. Sometimes they don't want you to unsubscribe, so they hide it. But most of the time, even this, I think Google itself, if you're using Outlook or something, at the top of the email, you always see the button to unsubscribe. So you just use that to leave the email, so you don't get those emails anymore. Sadly, the thing is that sometimes for a lot of Nigerian brands, when you unsubscribe, you still get those emails. So it's just sad. So sad. You're welcome, man. Any other questions, people of God?
No, any other question?
Is our on this call?
Yes.
Where is he?
Okay, we'll pick up now. I think Gabriel is raising up his hand to something.
Yes, Gabriel, how far?
Yes, boss. Actually, I would just like to know, is it how feasible? to combine digital marketing with maybe say a regular office job? Like how feasible of this do you think might be best to have as a side hustle, coach?
Let me ask, do you have a child, first of all? Gabriel?
Not yet.
Are you married? Eh? Oh shit.
Shit.
Oh, so you literally have the time to do everything, young man. Like, it's hard, no doubt. I mean, that's the honest truth. It's extremely difficult. You have to just use your time much better. But yeah, you just need to ask yourself, what do you want to excise, if that's the right word, from your life, so you can focus on things that matter for you. So, and then also, I also advise usually try to find jobs that align with your side hustles. So that way it's much easier for you to do them, because what you're doing at work is kind of related to what you're doing while you're working on the side. It makes it much easier to handle. But if you're doing two different things, it can be extremely difficult.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yes, you are saying
more reason why I was more interested in the big data aspects, because I think you're right, sir. That was the more reason why the big data aspect got my attention, like amongst every other thing, because I think it fits perfectly to I think what I really want to do. So
yeah. I think data science is a massive skill to learn, because one, it's globally needed. The world still doesn't have enough data scientists. The amount of data we need to analyze. So if you learn data science, that's a good skill. If you learn it, then you can now use it to do other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then my services can be useful to my fellow digital marketers, like who need to analyze
exactly. No, not just fellow digital marketers. You become very useful to platforms, because, for example, you need data scientists to analyze all the data that people generate when they use Facebook.
That's right.
Because there are huge terabytes of data that are generated just by all the comments and likes and stuff that we put on Facebook or Twitter every single day.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Dozie.
Yeah. Mr. Dozie Agogo is here now, so you can speak to him.
Where's Agogo? Agogo.
We can't hear you, Mr. Agogo. We can't.
Hello, Dozie, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Good morning.
Well done. Thank you very much. Wow. Yeah, good morning. It's nice having you again with us. And I'm sure a lot of them have been learning so much from this section. Thank you.
I hope so. Much. I hope so. I hope so. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing
awesome.
So I'm working on the back end.
Okay, cool. All right,
cool. You guys.
Okay, cool.
Working. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Ezekiel, you're asking how can one make sure emails don't end up in spam folders during email marketing? There are so many there's so many things you need to do with that. First of all, is that the email algorithm is always changing. For example, I hear that if you put words like yes or I in your subject line, the algorithm will throw you into the spam folder. There's also the fact that if your emails are not open regularly, the algorithm will throw into the spam folder. So that means the quality of your emails and quality of your headlines to ensure that people open them. Because when the algorithm notices that every single time an email comes from that address into someone's box or into a couple of people's boxes, email boxes, it doesn't get opened, then it instantly assumes that that email is spam and flags it as a spam email address. So that's part of the reasons why you get into spam. So literally to reduce your spam, you need to work on the quality of your emails. And you need to also ensure that you need to ensure that people are not either unsubscribing too many people because when too many people start unsubscribe, that's usually because you are usually what's the right way to put it? You're usually sending emails to people who didn't give you permission to send emails to them. So that's either happening or your emails are just crap. So the algorithm also says to itself, if people are leaving this thing that much, that means there's a problem with that email. So I flag it as spam. So I send it to spam because the algorithm wants to ensure that every email is sent to the inbox, the primary inbox, is useful. Does that help?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And are there any other questions, or can I dash you 30 minutes back of your time? I usually like to do that. It's a favorite thing of mine.
Any other questions, please? Hello. So I think, Mr. Dozier, thank you very, very much for the class. It was amazing and insightful. We really enjoyed the class. Thank you very much. Although I've been sorry for disturbing you all this while calling you and things like that. I know
that's
you
fine.
Feel a sense of relief now, like I've done these guys well. So sorry about that. Thank you very much for the class. We understand that you are busy, but you took time out of your busy schedule to actually come for this class. Thank you very much. And I think one or two participants should actually give him a feedback on how you feel about the class and actually thank him. Let's quickly do that, please. Okay, Fedai.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Dozier. Thank you for this session. Thank you for the enlightenment. Because so many things were unclear. I've tried going into digital marketing sometimes, but I just get I hang on the way because quite I don't know. I just don't flow with it. But I think this was lot better because should I say it reawoke my hope, you get, and my passion for digital marketing. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you.
You're welcome. I think it's a pleasure actually. I mean, and also thank you very much for you and the class's participation. I mean, a class is nothing without participation, you know. So
okay, yeah, Ezekiel, you want to say something? Ezekiel,
no, a lady should give the second one.
Okay.
Fahidat.
Okay, Fahidat.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So I want to say thank you so much for this class. I mean, it was really awesome, and thank you for letting us relate with you on a friendly level. Yes. And the insights and how, like you said, I did a little email marketing yesterday, and when you were like, some words would send your emails to spam box, and I'm like, what? In the email I sent yesterday, I actually used the word yes. So
they flag it. They flag it every time.
As it landed in everybody's spam box, so I'm from moving on. I'm just going to take all these insights and notes. Like really, you did so well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're all welcome. Thank you very much. You flatter me too much, actually. I think the energy of a class is two-way, symbiotic. It is a matter of both the participants and the facilitator. So thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for understanding and managing and being patient while me and my internet, we are trying to understand who was the master and who was the servant, because I don't understand how internet is this. Well, thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Duze. Let's let you go. Yeah. Thank you very much. I will follow you up on WhatsApp concerning any other feedback about your session. Very good. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, sure.
Hello, everyone. Hello, are you guys there?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good morning. So, we've all been allocated our career counselors and mentors. Hope we've all gotten that mail.
Yes, sir.
So all the career counselors and mentors are expecting you to contact them between now and from now to when you can contact them. They are expecting you to contact them, give them a call, introduce yourself and things like that. So they're expecting a call from you. So everything is in your court now for you to get that rolling. You have the timelines for your sessions with them. So now what you are going to do, call them, schedule a time for you to call, for you to Skype, discuss with them how you'll be meeting with them. Is it remotely, is it physical, all those details. So we expect you to contact them. If you've not gotten the mail, kindly let Mr. Agogo know, but I expect that everyone has gotten the mail concerning career counselors and mentors. So from this week, we'll also be probably assigning you to some organizations for your internship. So probably you'll be getting calls from some organizations. Some might still want to run interviews with you. Some might know before you start the internship and things like that. So probably you'll be getting some calls. So I expect you to be cautious and be polite when you speak to people on the call. I don't expect you to pick your calls and who is that and things like that. Polite as possible. It might be people we've referred we've referred you to call and things like that. So let's go on with that. Then also about your project, please kindly start working on tying up the project right now. Start working on tying up the project right now. Work on your presentations, how you want to present it, how many people are presenting, who is leading first and things like that. Because this project means a lot and actually a lot can come out of it for you. So it depends on how important you guys treat it. That's how much good can come out of it. So I expect you guys to work on that project. Also, the feedback for this session, make sure that you fill the feedback. The next batch of data will be coming at the end of this week. If you've not, or if you've missed any attendance, make sure that you try and go to the YouTube page and do the replay. Once you do the replay, write a report, send it in via the mail. I think Mr. Agogo just sent a link now where you can upload your your report to, instead of sending it via the mail. So send that, look at the replay, send that, fill the feedback form, and you'll be good for the data. And you'll be good for the data. So I'm trying to, we're supposed, Mrs. Radiant is supposed to come back by 12, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
She's supposed to come back by 12. So I'm speaking to her now to see if she will be available for 12. So that we can just finish up on that. Okay, should we wait for her, or we should log out and come back by 12? Which one would you prefer?
I think she mentioned 12:30 yesterday.
Is that?
So I think she mentioned 12:30 yesterday.
12:30? She said 12 to 12:30.
Yes, I think that's what she said yesterday.
I think it's 12 to 12:30. 12 to 12:30.
12 to 12:30.
12 to 12:30.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So should we wait for her, or you want to log back in by 12?
We'll log back in by 12.
Okay, okay. So we can leave now, then log back in by 12. Although I'll make it, I'll make the information on the chat once I'm able to confirm she's coming in by 12. I'll let you guys know. So that's all the information for now. If I have any other information, I will relate to you guys via the WhatsApp. Okay, bye for now. See you probably outside.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Okay, sir. Goodbye, sir.